Hello and welcome to the Longines FEI European Championships. An amazing week ahead, and we're already back into major championship season. Of course, the Olympics not too long ago, but this year just a little bit different. 3 major championships coming up over the next few weeks. Here, jumping in Riesenbeck, then we head to dressage in Hagen and to Switzerland for the eventing championships as well. Exciting times ahead and an exciting competition to look forward to on day one here of jumping as well, because this can be one of the big determinants of how things play out for the whole week. And delighted to say we've got a big team behind as well to bring you all the action. In the studio is Jessica Curtin. Jessica, welcome. You yourself, you've won a European Championship gold. You've been here and done this. It's great to be back for another championship.
Absolutely wonderful, Stephen, to be here in Riesenbeck with you here, and welcome to all of you at home joining us. I hope you're going to have a great time with us here, and we're looking forward to super sport at these Longines European Championships in Riesenbeck.
Absolutely, it is going to be a big day. Table C on day one, and to take you through that competition, we're going to be also catching up with our commentary team. So it's a very good morning to Phil and Alice.
Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Jess. Good morning, everybody. What a super day. What a super 5 days we've got ahead of us.
Absolutely, looking forward to that. We hope they have fun. We're going to catch up with them a little bit in more detail coming up. Day one here, Jessica, the importance of day one. It's a speed competition. It's what they call Table C, so seconds added. And that sounds like a fun competition, but actually it has an impact on the rest of the week.
Absolutely, and as course builder Frank Rothenberger says, this is a Table A course up to 1.50 meter. The highest jump is 1.54 meter, as is allowed in the rules. And this is a Table A course, but it's judged under Table C rules, which means faults will be converted into time, simply to avoid having a jump off on Sunday for the medals. So we're looking for a very good competition today, and I'm expecting great sport.
Absolutely, expecting a fantastic sport all the way through. 15 teams that we're going to see throughout the week, and of course a great list of individuals coming up there as well. All the way throughout the week it plays out in different ways. We've got Table C, then we get all impacts into what comes into Thursday and Friday, into the team competition, the team medals on Friday. We get a little breather on Saturday, and then Sunday the individual title as well. But for the teams that are going to be here, for the riders competing here, some new faces here this week as well. There's going to be a different type of pressure, and I think maybe a different atmosphere too.
Yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. I think to have these European Championships here, it's given an opportunity to, like you said, a lot of new faces. We can say young faces, but actually there's quite a few older faces in here as well, but actually competing for their first championship. They've all gained their positions on their teams. They've built up to this championship, and I'm expecting great sport. Obviously, today, I do expect to see a little bit the nerves playing a part here, because obviously when it's your first championship, there are a few extra things that come into play. So it will be interesting how it unfolds.
Absolutely. Well, Jess, we're looking forward to all of that. An amazing venue here in Riesenbeck as well, and we're going to take a little look at a video that shows you what amazing progress has been made here in the last few weeks. An unbelievable team have produced what is looking like a fantastic stage for top sport. Have a look at this.
Welcome to Riesenbeck. We are in the middle of the main arena. This will be the competition arena for the European Championships. At the moment it's just a green field of grass, but in the next 2 weeks we will start to build up all the grandstands around. At the end we will able to host 2,100 spectators seated on the grandstands. Few people are allowed to walk around. At the end it's close to 1.5 hectares. It's in the long direction, it is 140 meters, and in the other way it is close to 90 meters, 87 meters. We build a wall around, but we don't change the shape of the arena. So we want to have this tradition, this specific type of arena, Riesenbeck known arena, however. So yeah, that is the reason why it's not a modern right angle. Now we are in the really new built stables at Riesenbeck. In the last 6 months we built up 6 stables with 52 boxes in each stable. In total it is space for 312 horses and permanent stables. If we have a look inside one of these boxes, you can see that it's big box measured 350 by 350. Each box has a window for the horse, and yeah, we have really large walls between the boxes, so that there is no contact between the horses, stay next to each other. Then we have a modern system to mock out the boxes after the event. We can pull out these walls and use a machine to mug out all the boxes. Now we are standing on the field where all the trucks and lorries can be parked at the show, so it is really close to the stables. We are able to welcome 150 to 170 big horse trucks, and yeah, all the infrastructure there, that like electricity and lights, and so that it's comfortable for the grooms and the riders. And on this sand arena we will host a 3-star, 2-star and 1-star event parallel to the European Championship competition. All the European competition will be held in the grass stadium, but the side event will take place here at this sand arena. The measurement of this arena is 100 by 70 meters, and yeah, we built it totally new from scratch in the beginning of this year, and the coming show will be the first event on this ground, and we are really looking forward to present it to the riders and to the public.
Well, there, just a little bit of background of what's gone into producing this fantastic event. And if you're going to organise a European Championships, who do you get to organise it? But a man who's twice been European individual champion, 6 European golds as well, Ludger Beerbaum. Very, very good morning to you.
Good morning.
And for you, we've come to invade your home setup here. How are you feeling about it?
It's a very welcome invasion. We actually feel really good, excited, and also a little bit proud.
Well, you should be very proud of what you've done. But seeing the videos there, the run-up for the last few weeks, we were talking to you a few weeks ago, the work that's taken place to get this ready in the last few weeks has been unbelievable.
Yeah, time was a factor in the last not only weeks, couple of months, as we are only running since end of November last year. We signed the host agreement because of the original cancellation or postponing the Olympics 2020 to 21. The Europeans were for a couple of months cancelled. And then actually the European Equestrian Federation, they brought this up again, and they were dealing and negotiating with the FEI. And then it was decided to reschedule it. And then there was a question who would be able to run it and make it happen in such a short time. And we've been asked, and then after internal discussions, are we able to do it? Are we competent enough? You know, is the logistics, the infrastructure really ready for it? We said, okay, we give it a try. And then from then on, there was quite a bit of pressure on. And the date now also made it possible. I think without the date on this weekend, probably it would have taken more time to finish the venue. But thank you for everyone who was supporting us inside, outside. We had a lot of support, I have to say, from authorities, from federations, from partners, from sponsors, but also the people here, my colleagues. They were working 7 days a week in the last couple of months, so I'm actually really happy and thankful for that.
And you've got a lot of local volunteers involved in the championships here as well.
Yes, we have local volunteers. We have students from Osnabrück and Münster here helping, and it's a nice, I think, atmosphere with a lot of motivated young people, yes.
And for you, a European Championships, you've been there and done it. How important is this for you, and the importance of running a championships here?
Well, I think it's actually one of the crowns of the sport. So that looking at it from an athlete's view, it's a milestone. And looking at it from an organizer and from someone who wants to run in the future also more events here and you know, show the venue to the equestrian world, it's another aspect which is challenging but also very motivating. So there's a lot of reasons to be motivated and yeah, honored to have the opportunity.
And what personal satisfaction does this give you this week?
Honestly, I try to every day, here and there, when I have a quiet moment, to enjoy a little bit, you know, to reflect what's going on, and it's a very satisfying feeling, I have to say.
You mentioned a little bit of legacy there, but for you, this is just the start, isn't it? Very quickly, because this is an amazing place.
Yes, for sure. It's our first event on such a level. It's you know, it's kind of new for everyone, really, to run it, to organize it. So I keep my fingers crossed that until Sunday, no big issues will appear. Sometimes you never know, things, you know, can go wrong. I hope, of course, not. I hope for an exciting event and unforgettable moments for everyone.
Well, look, we know you're a big planner. It'll be fine. Thank you very, very much. I know you've taken a little bit of time out of your busy day to join us, and it's going to be an amazing week. Thank you very much, Ludger.
Thank you very much.
Good luck. Have a great week. Jessica, we're looking forward to an amazing week here. We're going to reflect a little bit on 2019 as well, Rotterdam. Let's talk about that, because Belgium were the champions then. We've got Belgium back in the game here as well. They've had a fantastic Olympic Games, but also a little bit on the home nation as well, Germany, very briefly.
Well, certainly the reigning champions, the Belgium team, they've come back with some of the team members, some of them with different horses from that winning team in Rotterdam. And that was obviously a very emotional moment for them. It was their first international medal at that level. So it was an exciting moment. But if I have to say, we need to look here on home ground at the German team. I believe the German team totally belong to the absolute favourites coming into this competition. Obviously, as Ludger just said, things can go wrong, things can change. But if we look at the team, we have, of course, Super Marcus Ehning. He's been on the team now for many years. He sort of filled the shoes when Ludger went off the team. Marcus kind of filled those shoes. He's come in with Stargold. Stargold, relatively inexperienced, hasn't done a championship yet, but has been in great form, winning in Knokke Grand Prix. He was 6th in Berlin at that 5-star Grand Prix. So he's earned his place well on the team. Obviously, Chakaria with Andre Thiemer. Andre did his first championship at the Olympics, fell a little bit out of bed in the individual final, but those little mistakes, he'll have polished those up now, and I'm expecting Chakaria to be very good here.
Exciting stuff for the German team and for the Belgians, of course, and many others as well. So let's just reflect back on 2019 and Rotterdam and what happened there and what impact it might have here. Have a look.
Peter Devos with Claire Z, looking for their first ever team medal, in the gold medal position with their first rider in the arena. Peter Devos, Claire Z, 5 in total with the time penalty for Belgium. Super clear yesterday from these two. They're 5th in the individual rankings. Belgium in #1 spot. Jos Verlooy, Igor for Belgium. Just the last. Will this keep Belgium in the #1 spot? Yes, it does. That is a superb round from the 24-year-old. He hasn't touched defence or hasn't knocked defence down in 3 days of jumping. Jeroen Gery for Belgium. Kelhom de Haas. Pivotal, critical round of jumping for Belgium.
Stood on time, I think. No.
That is a superb round. He doesn't need to worry, by my reckoning, for that time penalty, because Belgium, they have won their first ever team medal at a Longines FEI Jumping European Championships. It's just a question of what colour. Now the crucial round for gold here in Rotterdam. Gregory Waffele for Belgium with MJT Nevados S.
Can he afford just a time fault? Or he needs a clear or one time fault to win?
He can afford one fence down.
One fence down. Wow. comforting.
If he has one fence down and one time penalty, they lose gold.
2 jumps left, my God.
This is unbelievable here in Rotterdam. The Longines upright, he gets over it. It's just the Oxa.
Go!
He flies it, they've got it. That is tremendous. That's history. That's Belgium. Well, what a fantastic moment here in the sport of jumping as Belgium take gold here in Rotterdam. The first ever team medal Belgium have won in the Longines FEI European Championships for jumping. It's Belgium. It's Peter de Vos, Claire Zed, Jos Verlooy with Igor, Jerome Geary, Kelholm de Hus, Gregory Wathelet, MJT Nevada's S, and the chef de key with a huge smile on his face, Peter Weinberg.
Well, that was a very special moment in Rotterdam in 2019. Of course, we're 2 years down the line and a very different position this time, as we talked about a little bit earlier on. Olympic Games just a few weeks back in Tokyo, and now already into European Championships. Not usually how it works, not usually 2 championships in the same season, but this also puts a different complexion on things and gives some opportunities as well. Jess, let's talk about that, because coming off the Olympic Games, we mentioned there's a few big players that maybe went well there, but also countries like France had a difficult Olympic Games. They were riding for the gold. It didn't quite work out. That actually just puts a bit more steel in themselves this week.
Yes, certainly. I think when you look at the French team, they were really on a high. They had already tasted that gold medal. They were biting into it, and everything went wrong for Penelope, their final rider. And Penelope is here this week, coming with a different horse.
Yep.
And obviously she will be wanting to move on from that. They've been very good in the social media, super team spirit in the French. There's nobody has made any bad things. So she's going to want to move on. So she's going to be very ambitious. And Matthew Bio, amazing clear round. I mean, what a fantastic round that he had in the individual final together with Simon de Lestri. So Matthew is here again with Kelfilou again on the team. So I'm expecting the French to be coming here really very, very determined. And if you look, okay, let's take the Swedes.
Yes.
Wow, 7 clear
Can't
rounds.
ignore them.
Wow. I mean, what can I say? Peter Fredrickson is here.
Yeah.
He's brought Catch Me Not. And because he's been having such a great season with Catch Me Not, he's won 3 5-star Grand Prix this season already with Catch Me Not. So he belongs actually on paper, theoretically, to one of the absolute favourites for Sunday. And his team below him are riders who have not been, Douglas Lindelöf. He nearly made the team. And so the likes of the other riders below him, they're coming for their first championship. So having Peter leading is going to be great, because his energy that he's going to bring.
Well, you've also got Rolf-Göran Bengtsson in there as well, so you've got some great experience, and the way he was behind the team, although he wasn't riding on it at the Olympic Games, he was there on the floor all the time, driving them, keeping them up there. Now he gets back in here. Of course, bearing in mind, Rolf is a past European champion, and Peder is a past European champion as well. You've got 2 past European champions bringing that experience into the team. So the Swedes are going to be hard to look past, but we know that. But Belgium as well were on the podium in, of course, Tokyo.
Yes.
They were on, of course, the top of the podium at the European Championships. They're getting the taste for medals now.
I believe so. I believe the Belgium team is a strong team. I think when I look at the form, I would say they need to find form here.
Yeah.
But this is something that we have seen before, that riders with their horses have just been below the limelight coming into a championship, and they find the form at the championship. I do think with the 2 Philipparts, with Jos, we have a very good team. And of course, Peter de Vos, he's coming back fresh from his bronze medal. So. Yeah. Yes, the synergy is there for the Belgians, but I keep referring back to the Germans. They didn't bring home any medals from the Olympics, but I think they built a team spirit while they were there. Marcus Ennings coming to join them. Watch out for them.
Absolutely. Talking team spirit, we're going to be getting you all involved as well in our social campaign as we look forward to what's coming up with our big championships over the next few weeks, and to celebrate the return of the European Championships for riders, for fans, and of course the whole equine community as well. We have another of those wonderful movements across social media. This time it's hashtag Ride the Moment. We want your photos, we want your videos, we want you to get involved with hashtag Ride the Moment, and head along to FEI Global as well. And there's lots of ways that you can put yourselves here. We'll be showing your videos in the studio, showing your photos, all of that means that you can be a part of the European Championships over the next few weeks. Here is how it'll all work. There we go, hashtag Ride the Moment. And we want to hear from all of you because we're delighted to have fans. There'll be more fans in here, which is going to be great to see. But all of you watching out there as well, come and join us, come and be a part of the European Championships. Well, we're building up to that first competition here and excited to get that underway. Jessica, here it's going to be a different competition, as we said. Table C starting off here. Without getting bogged down into the details of it too much, this has an effect for the rest of the week, though. And how does it sort of come together?
This has a big effect for the rest of the week. Obviously, the results, the times, faults are converted into time, and the time will be, the winner will start with 0, and their time will be divided by 0.5. Don't get into it. Just look at the results, take it from there, and after tomorrow, we're starting with faults. This is just to stop us having a jump off on Sunday. Very quickly, to the course. Frank has a couple of options. Turn back to number 3, turn back to the open water that he thinks some people might take. They might not. I think they're quite risky turns, but let's see how it unfolds.
Absolutely. Behind us, I can see there's a little skinny orange, little vertical there. It's like this.
Yes, it's very skinny. It's very, very delicate. Turn back. Remember, we were on the grass. It's the morning. We had some dew on the grass this morning. So it's just that little bit damp now at this stage of the day. So it's all about the riders riding a very clean turn back to that jump. I think for sure it's going to catch some horses as it's very delicate. A lot of horses will be watching out for it, will jump it well, but that's really a rider's turn, a rider's jump.
And for here, the key really is, as you say, you finish up on a 0 score for the winner of this class, but that gets carried through the week. But basically, you don't want to get left behind. You don't want to be too far down the table here.
No, this is it. And we've seen this happen before in championships quite often for inexperienced. I talk about inexperienced riders at championship level. Obviously, these riders are all very experienced that are coming here. If just riding for a clear round today can be very expensive.
Yeah.
If you think your horse is jumping well, have a bit of a go. Even if you just ride as if the course builder has built an impossible time allowed and you just have to get inside that time allowed. Get a little bit in gear, don't be asleep because you'll be left behind.
And we'd say a little bit of a hello as well to Phil and Alice, of course, who are going to be in our commentary box. Welcome, and I know you're going to be looking forward to what's coming up over the next few hours. Phil, how are we feeling about it, and what are the first thoughts on it?
Hi, Steve, again. How am I feeling? Excited and nervous. I've been to a lot of championships. I particularly love sitting here. Being the age that I am, one of the things that I really appreciate that Ludger Beerbaum has done and his team is this grass arena. It's so beautiful to be sitting here in front of what looks a bit like the Wimbledon Centre Court. It's so perfect. But Steve and Jess, we've got a tremendous competition. As you've obviously been analysing the teams. We haven't actually, managed to have a sort of an intercompany little gamble yet with a few chocolates. But clearly, as you've said, that the Swedes are, and the Belgians and the Germans are going to be some of the favourites. But I wonder, if you don't mind, I'd like to just mention, a couple of the individual riders who don't have teams here, who are just here representing their nations on their own. And I want to just talk about just a couple. Wojciech from Poland. He's been riding Cinta Blue for the past 6 years. He won a 4-star Grand Prix recently at Poznan Wola. He could come in here today and jump a clear round to be right up there in the points going in throughout the individual competition over the next 5 days. For Portugal, we got Luciana Denise, her 8th consecutive European Championships representing Portugal, and riding at the top of her form. Her horses are always absolutely fantastic, but she often misses out on a medal. Could it be Luciano's turn this time here in Riesenbeck? Alice, you've are very kindly joining me here as co-commentator. You walked the course with Jess. What's your opinion?
Yeah, thanks. Hi, Steve. Hi, Jess. We walked the course. There's some really interesting fences. I think it's a fair test. Great course for day one. It's going to make the riders think without asking too much of the horses. Rider concentration is going to be key, and it's up to the riders to decide how fast they go, how many risks they take, and we're really looking forward to watching the competition unfold.
Thank you, Alice. Yes, we are. Thank you. We'll be joining you a little bit later on. Good luck to Phil and Alice later.
Good luck
Jess,
to everybody.
from your point of view, and Alice mentioned it there, this first competition is a little bit different because, okay, we're going to get later into the week, it gets bigger, it gets wider. Here is real emphasis on what the rider does.
Yes, very much so. This is really about decision taking.
Yeah.
There's nothing about getting warmed up into the championship. This is about making decisions today. How much risk am I prepared to take? The riders and horses, this is where the riders must feel their horses, feel how they are in the warm-up, know exactly coming to the competition, the form they're in. Have we put exactly the right studs in? What is the ground like? Can we make these turnbacks? Can I slip inside to that wide oxer number 3? Can I turn tight to the open water? Is my horse, does he stretch good on the water? Will he jump that well? These are all things the riders need to know their horses. They need to be self-confident. The team managers and the trainers need to really play their part here, that down to the detail has been planned, stride by stride, what's going to be done here. And the moment they come in that gate, they need to be full of confidence and self-belief.
And I think what's going to be really interesting for a lot of the teams, as we said, there's some more youthful faces on some of them, but how those older, more experienced riders are going to play their part in supporting the youth here as well. And this is what it's all about. I mean, this is why we have a championships here, because we're thinking about this, we're thinking about Paris 2024, we're looking to the World Championships next year. This is a brilliant stage for them as well, to not only do well here, but build for the next 5 years.
Most definitely. This is a super opportunity for people who've not been able to ride this championship, a lot of younger riders here, and this is a moment where they can taste this championship, prepare for. In 3 years we have the Olympics in Paris, so they can prepare for this. And you know, I also have to say to you, the older riders are certainly there to share their experience and help, but I think they should watch out, because we have a lot of very hungry riders and they're very capable with super horses. So watch out, oldies.
I feel there could be a bit of a changing of the guard coming up over this week.
It could happen, and why not?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what it's about, building the sport for the future. You mentioned Frank's course there. I think it's going to be an exciting one here. As you say, there's enough options in there. The turn back to the water, again, they're just going to see how much they dare here, and again, it's going to test your confidence and really, do you want to chance it?
Yeah, yes, I really have to say, when I walked the course, I really debated with myself if that's something that I would do in this situation. Obviously, when you have a later starter number, you know how the competition is unfolded, whether you want to do this. So I think we're just going to sit back and enjoy the class and see what they do.
Absolutely. Well, all of that is coming up for you. And as I say, to remember that you can be a part of this as well. Hashtag Ride the Moment is your way to send us your photos, your videos, everything about you, how you want to be part of the European Championship, your experiences too. And we're going to be handing over to our team as we head into the big live day here on day one of the Longines FEI European Championships.
Hello and welcome to the long-awaited renewal of the Longines FEI jumping